What is up, guys? Joe here, back with another video. Today is Tuesday, November 16, 2021, and Qualcomm is up over 8% for the day. Qualcomm is trending on the news that today is Qualcomm's Investor Day, and Qualcomm released a bunch of new positive catalysts for the stock, including new product roadmaps and revenue guidance for 2022 and 2023. Because of the huge demand for semiconductors the past couple of years, especially this past summer, Qualcomm has been one of the beneficiaries of this shortage, especially since they provide semiconductors for tons of corporations out there, including Apple, Samsung, and car manufacturers, to name a few. So we are seeing a secular trend within semiconductors where all the popular stocks such as AMD, Nvidia, and Qualcomm are posting all-time highs from this sector rally. So today I wanted to look at some headlines, do some technical analysis, and see why I would recommend Qualcomm as a buy today. So let's dive in. So if we jump over to Finviz, there are a couple of headlines. Qualcomm BMW collaborate for automated driving chips. Qualcomm estimates Apple will self-supply up to 80% of iPhone modem chips by 2023. Chip maker Qualcomm charts path from smartphones. Apple. Qualcomm gives rosy forecast fueled by new markets. Qualcomm, the biggest maker of chips that run smartphones, gave an upbeat sales forecast fueled by growth in new markets. Revenue has the potential to top $46 billion by fiscal year 2024. Qualcomm Chief Financial Officer Akash Palkhiwala said at a company event Tuesday in New York, analysts on average projected Qualcomm sales would reach about $43.8 billion. The chipmaker's revenue is on course to expand about 16% in its current fiscal year, 2022, before slowing to grow at 7% in the following year, according to estimates compiled by Bloomberg. Chief Executive Officer Cristiano Amon, who was promoted to the top job at the San Diego-based chipmaker earlier this year, is trying to lower Qualcomm's dependence on smartphones and jump on higher growth opportunities in markets such as automotive, wireless home broadband, and industrial. The company projected revenue from the Internet of Things, which are smart devices connected to the web, will reach $9 billion by fiscal year 2024. Chip sales for the auto industry may hit $3.5 billion in 5 years, Palkhiwala said. Shares gained as much as 4.3% to 175.68 in New York, an intraday record high for the stock. Tuesday's predictions may help gain investor acceptance for Amon's plan for the company's future. In the near term, Qualcomm is having more success at combating concern that it will lose Apple Inc. as a customer as soon as the iPhone maker can develop its own modem chips. Amon has said that the majority of growth he expects in that market will come in devices built on the Android operating system. Qualcomm's new businesses include home wireless broadband, the growing use of cellular networks to provide high-speed internet connections to homes that don't have wired access. In cars, Qualcomm is trying to work its way into the markets for self-driving vehicles with chips that connect them to wireless networks and power infotainment functions. The company is also trying to break into Intel Corp and Advanced Micro Devices Inc.'s hold on the market for computer processors with beefed-up versions of its Snapdragon chip. Microsoft Corp is an early customer. For consumers, Qualcomm chips are appearing more in tablets, virtual reality headsets, and wearables. In industrial applications, the company's products can be found in energy metering, warehouse logistics systems, and retail point-of-sale equipment. Sales of its IoT division were up 66% to $1.54 billion last quarter. Qualcomm's flagship phone chip business rose 56% to $4.6 billion in that period. Amon said he will prioritize that unit, allocating supply to those more profitable chips for the time being, and that will hurt IoT growth in the short term. The company is unique in the industry because a large chunk of its profit comes from technology licensing. Makers of phones pay to use Qualcomm's technology regardless of whether they buy its chips, because the company owns patents that cover some of the fundamentals of mobile communications. So jumping back into Finviz, we do see that we did get a couple of analyst upgrades this week. DZ Bank gave it a new price target of 168. Goldman Sachs gave it a new price target of 194. Piper Sandler gave an overweight rating and a price target of 190. And JP Morgan gave it a new overweight rating with a new price target of $200. Now we also noticed on bar chart that today on Tuesday, Qualcomm was ranked number 8 in the most active options volume with over 300,000 options contracts traded, and 83% of those option contracts were call options versus 16% put options. So the majority of investors were extremely bullish on the positive news and continue piling into this name. So now jumping back into Finviz, here is the weekly chart. So as you can see, Qualcomm did have a sell-off around February. Earlier in the year, around February, it did hit a low of around 122. Generally, it has been trading sideways for months, and again, it dipped back in October, hitting a low of 121. But ever since then, we've had a massive rally, and we've pushed even higher, and today we've closed at an all-time high of $181. So now, this blue line running across the chart would act as support, and this pink line above would act as resistance. And generally, Qualcomm was trading within this channel, and today it broke through resistance and pushed even higher. So we can look at it the same way within TradingView. Here's our daily chart, and you can grab your trend line tool here, and support was found down here. That's roughly the $121 mark would act as support, and above, trend line above would act as resistance. And as you can see, today it broke through resistance and pushed higher and posted all-time highs. And generally speaking, Qualcomm was respecting the trend line every time, so it would bounce off of support here and again here, and it would get rejected at resistance here, rejection again here, rejection, and traded lower. And it was rejected here again, but because of today's investor day, we finally got a push higher and posted all-time highs. So now, in order to accurately predict where the stock could be headed next, we can draw some Fibonacci retracement zones in order to accurately plot future support and resistance lines. So what you want to do is grab your Fib retracement tool here. You want to zoom out. Great, and grab your Fib retracement tool here, and now you want to drop your first anchor at the lowest point of the stock, which is posted back in March of 2020, and your second anchor would be posted at the highest point of the stock, which is posted today. Great, and as you can see, Qualcomm was generally trading in this zone. That's between the 61% retracement zone and the 78% retracement zone. And it was finally able to break through this and push higher. And now we're between the 78% retracement zone and the 100% retracement zone. So now this would act as ultimate resistance at its current level. So I do think we can continue pushing higher for the next couple of weeks. So from here, you can draw some Fibonacci extension zones to plot where the stock could be headed next. So what you can do here is zoom out even more. Great, so our next level of resistance would be the 127% retracement zone, and that's a price target of $218.85. And if we're able to break through that, our next level of resistance would be the 161 retracement zone, and that's a price target of $263.03. So I do think we'll get there eventually, but not in a straight line up. We will encounter volatility along the way. So personally, I would recommend this as a long-term hold. Qualcomm has a lot of positive catalysts in the pipeline, and you definitely want to buy and hold this stock for the long term, along with names such as Nvidia and AMD. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, please leave a question in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.